Diamond C fundamental for success number 1, maintain a positive attitude. It reads, attitudes are contagious. Make sure that yours is one worth catching. Can't, never could. Negativity never wins. Care for your attitude and feelings in order to stay positive and progressive inside and out. So, Paulo, thanks for joining me for a few minutes here for a quick chat about this fundamental. I'm curious, from your experience, why would you say that maintaining a positive attitude is critical for a person's growth and success at Diamond C or anywhere else for that matter?
Thank you for having me here, Jeffrey. I would say it's very critical to have or maintain a positive attitude anywhere you go, really, not just necessarily in your work or outside, in your day-to-day life. It's very critical as far as you tend to create paths for people, right? Whether it's for your kids or, for your peers or for your team members, you want people to be influenced on, how your attitude is. How do you portray your attitude? How do you treat people? How are you going to gauge that? How can you express to the people that you care for them, that, and all that is portrayed by your attitude,
often. Yeah.
And if you show up negative, you're in a bad mood or whatever, people tend to feel that environment. They come to work or, you go home and they're like, what mood is he in today? They gauge either face expressions or your tone in your voice or, something small like that. But it's critical as far as how can you help people and stay in positivity, staying positive. How can you help people follow you, attract people? How can you influence them? How can you make their life better just by having positive attitude? Yep. It's contagious. It spreads and you want to spread the good and not the bad.
Absolutely. I love that word you used, attraction. I think one of the really interesting things about maintaining a positive attitude is it's attractive. And in this pursuit of growth and success, like we said at Diamond C or anywhere else, negativity only divides, right?
Yes,
It says negativity never wins. It only divides. So if you're trying to accomplish anything, like you said, at home with your family or at work or otherwise, maintaining a positive attitude goes a really long ways to bringing people together and keeping them positive, progressive, focused on one mission.
Yes,
one of the things that really strikes me about this fundamental that you keyed in on a bit there is care for your attitude and feelings in order to stay positive and progressive inside and out. I know that something that I've learned over the years and that I struggle with some is making sure that what I'm portraying on the outside matches what's on the inside. Because so often, like, that perception of others is their reality of each one of us. So I may have in my mind that I'm doing the right things and maintaining a positive attitude, but sometimes the look on my face may not say so if I'm not careful. So really that self-awareness of what's going on inside and what's going on outside of you, also what you're portraying out to the people around you, is just a really critical part of this fundamental. How do you see that play out in operations and out on the floor and all the people that you deal with?
So I would say it something, that probably I would say we all would work on or need help with is challenging ourselves and how do we gauge if we are actually staying positive. And one thing that I've learned out in the shops with operation is that we've built the fundamentals have built a foundation where we like to challenge each other. And if we see, one of our peers or team members, we see that they're off or something's not right, we like to question. We like to see, hey, what's going on today? Or what caused you to get frustrated, or what's all this negativity going on? We like to challenge each other and get to the bottom of it, and not only get to the bottom of it, but offer help. Like, hey, what can I do to help you? What can I do to change the environment? Because like we all know, it's like the money, it's easier to spend and it's harder to gain. It's the same thing with attitudes. It's easier to lose it than to gain positivity, and that's something that we like to challenge each other is, how can we influence each other? How can we influence our teams? And we challenge each other and we try to help each other any way we can.
Yeah, I love that. So you're saying you and your team members, y'all sense negativity. If you sense negativity in one another or in yourself, you're digging into that. You're challenging one another to dig into that and say, what's going on, man? Sometimes maybe that's self-talk in your head, or maybe it's actually a conversation where you're hitting me up and saying, hey, what's going on with you and why the negativity and what do we need to do to resolve that so we can move forward. I love that way of thinking about it in kind of peer accountability, or that applies so well at home or in the community or wherever we are, to use our relationships and with one another to dig into any negative feelings or ideas that we've got. That's a critical part of maintaining it, right? It's not just about having a positive attitude; it's about maintaining it and staying there, because negativity never wins, right?
Correct.
Negativity never wins. It only divides, and division doesn't ever win. So that's our challenge to all of you out there listening. How are you going to maintain a positive attitude, get a positive attitude, maintain a positive attitude, dig into the negativity in your own mind around you? If there is some, dig into it, figure out what's going on, and then work at being a positive influence to attract, to unify, and to move forward for your own growth and success, and for the growth and success of the people around you. Thanks for joining.